A new mindset, the miracle mindset, is absolutely essential to gaining the power to create anything you desire in your life. In this segment, Wayne lists the components of a magical mindset. He includes an incredible story about a conversation with Dr. Deepak Chopra, a best-selling author, lecturer, and physician who's an expert on the mind-body connection. Wayne lays the foundation for that story by discussing levels of awareness.
Life at the quantum level doesn't distinguish itself between all things that are alive. If you look at the various building blocks of nature, if you look at a rock, for example, a mineral, you'll say, well, it's alive. You know, at the quantum level, a rock looks just like you do. You take it and you break it down, and you got these atoms, and then you take it down further, and then you send it off to a lab, and it comes back, and it's got the same makeup that you do. But you know that the way it is manifested in the world of form that we experience it, it's very different. It just sits there. So we say it has no awareness. It has life, but it has no awareness. And then when you really look at it and discover it at the quantum level, you discover that rocks really do have awareness. And that just your observation of it affects it in a quantum way. And that if you leave a rock in the sun for a certain number of years, it'll fossilize or it'll turn into a diamond, and it will change, and it will have, but it has what we call limited awareness. I mean, a tree or a flower, it doesn't protect its young. I mean, you can go and cut down, you know, all the little branches or take away all the tomato plants and so on, and they don't scream and holler at you. But if you put a plant over here in the shade and then put sunlight over there, what will your plant do? It'll stretch for it. It reaches for it, doesn't it? Do you know that they're discovering that if a gypsy moth invades a forest and hits one tree in the forest, that tree will emit what they call pheromones, which are chemicals that warn all of the other trees around it that there's gypsy moth here. And the trees will take on a protective nature to keep themselves from all being eliminated. There's that awareness. But we certainly think that they have much less awareness than we do. And so you move up from vegetables to animals, and you discover now that animals have much more awareness. They prepare themselves for the future. They gather nuts. They protect their young. They mate. They do many, many of the same things that we do. But they still have limited awareness. And then you get to us. Consciousness, pure consciousness. Each one of us. And most of us, unfortunately, don't live our lives at a high level of awareness. We live our lives at these levels of awareness down here. We survive. We build a mortgage around our form. We perfume it every day. We take care of our young. We do all of the things that you're supposed to do in order to survive, but in terms of higher and higher and higher and highest levels of awareness. Highest level of awareness, meaning being able to, with your mind, affect the world around you and manifest what you want for yourself and create harmony and so on within you. Most of us don't live that way because we doubt that we can do it. We are raised to believe that we are only at this level, and we can have glimpses of up here. But we're still stuck in this old belief system that it just takes faith. We don't know that within us is that intelligence that suffuses all form. When Deepak and I got together for the first time, and we began to talk about this unified field, and we began to talk about what is possible in the world. And I was talking to him about, genuinely, authentically about miracles. And we talked about if you wanted to have strawberry ice cream, what are the 4 ways, or what are the ways that you have available to get strawberry ice cream? So let me present that to you, our discussion. And you can imagine there was a representative from Nightingale Conant at the lunch, and she almost fell off of her chair, some of the things that we were talking about. that I've been experiencing since I wrote Real Magic. And Deepak was there and my wife was there, and we said, well, let's say you want strawberry ice cream. Let's just, for an example, strawberry ice cream. How many ways are there to get strawberry ice cream? You say, well, from a metaphysical point of view, beyond the awareness level of animals, what are the 4 ways? What are the ways? So we decided there were 4 ways to get strawberry ice cream. We would talk about each one of these. The first way to get strawberry ice cream is to have a thought. And the thought is, I'd like to have some strawberry ice cream. And then the intelligence that your mind begins to create molecules in your body, and the chemicals that you think are just in your mind are also in every cell of your being, and you start having a taste for strawberry ice cream, and then you get up and you walk away, and you get into your car, and you drive to Haagen-Dazs, and you say, I'll take some strawberry ice cream, and you come home and you say, there's my strawberry ice cream. And that's one way to get strawberry ice cream. That is, you have a thought, and then you create the action in the world based upon that thought, right? So there's a connection somewhere between the thought, I'd like some strawberry ice cream, and the action of going out and getting it in one way. That's one way to get strawberry ice cream, and that's not too unusual. Most of you know how to do it. Very few pigs can do that. No tomato plants that I know can do that, and I've never seen a rock do it or even contemplate it. But you can do that, all right? That's a level of consciousness that's pretty powerful. When you think about it, it's pretty powerful. You see, the same intelligence that flows through every one of us is the same intelligence that flows through all the rest of us. It's not like there's a different God flowing through each one of us in this room. There's a oneness, there's a unity, and out of unity is diversity. Out of this deep oneness comes these vibrations that we call, you look like you do, you look like you do. So you have this incredible capacity to be able to think, and that thought, we know that there's one God or one soul or one spirit or one consciousness that makes it all work. And we know that it flows through you and it flows through me. We don't think that there's 1,000 people here today. We don't say that there's 1,000 gods in this room. We all believe that there's one. And it flows through every one of us. So keep that in mind. Now the second way to get strawberry ice cream is to have a thought. I'd like to have some strawberry ice cream. Thought. Puts into practice molecules of action. And instead of you getting up and going to get it, you tell one of your children to do it for you. Which is really powerful. Now you don't have to do anything. You just say, go get me some strawberry ice cream, and it's called slavery, all right? And they say, yes, Daddy, or yes, Mommy, and off they go, and you've had the thought, and suddenly strawberry ice cream shows up in your kitchen, all right, and you've got it. So that's the second way to get strawberry ice cream. And those are 2 very common ways, and none of you think too much about those being too spectacular, even though those are really phenomenal things that are happening. Now, the third way of getting strawberry ice cream is a way that most of you will now get into the area called booga booga, all right? Or where's he gone now? But it's almost time to go, so I can give you the really far-out stuff, all right? And this is, you have a thought, gee, I'd really like to have some strawberry ice cream. And somebody walks by and says, excuse me, is this your strawberry ice cream? And you go, wow. And you call your sister, and you call your mother, and you call everybody you can get a hold of, and you say, you're not going to believe what happened today. I was just thinking about strawberry ice cream. Somebody walked by and said, isn't this your strawberry ice cream? It's called synchronicity. And this synchronicity is, there is a connection somehow between a thought and something that's happening in the physical world. It is somehow synchronized and in collaboration with something called maybe fate. But you can't put your finger on it. You can't see it. It's no more bizarre than those little remote control cars that somebody presses a button over here and the car moves over there, even though you've come to accept that. But there is somehow an invisible connection there. Now, all of you have had the experience of thinking of someone or something and having that person then call you.